something you said that has really stuck with me
Yeah.
and is an encouragement. He had said that we should expect to experience God's perfect love.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of intention in this. And so if you would just speak to that thought.
Yeah, absolutely. I told him he did a great job a couple weeks back when you broke out the legal pad, and he said, here's what I started with. And he had individual, was it each line was an individual verse on calling, and then he said, this is what I broke it down to, and it was these little note cards, and he had just like 2 points, and everybody clapped really loud, I think, during that part.
They did.
But like
I had sub-points.
you had, you didn't break that down. You just you led with what you needed to lead with. That's a very seasoned, gifted speaker there when you do that. But just like that, when you're preparing, I don't know how you are. Whenever maybe you're studying for yourself, and you're just jotting down things that maybe you feel like the Lord's dropping in your spirit. That right there was something that I had penciled down, and what I really wanted people to walk away with on the what you expect to experience is the thought of, if I'm not expecting to experience this kind of love, like what he was just speaking out of 1 Corinthians 13, what does it say? It's the kind of love that is patient and kind, not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable. It keeps no record of being wrong. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever truth wins out. That right there, that verse number 6 is what was filtering through my mind when I typed that out, because I thought about Jesus and the woman caught in the act of adultery, and the religious people bringing her to his feet and wanting him to condemn her, and he says, I don't condemn you. And truth won out that day. As I read that verse, and I said, Jesus told her to get up, but if you read it, he also says, and go and sin no more.
Right.
And I think culturally speaking, there's times that we want to love people well, and by loving people well, that means we don't speak to the things in their life that is harming them, or that is holding them back, or that is just an unbelief, an untruth. And I think one of my favorite lines that I actually typed, that I had underlined in my notes, was that God's kind of love for us is the kind of love that it will light up the areas, it will uncover those things in my life that I would rather leave covered. That's the kind of love that God loves us with. And I need to begin to expect him to bring that out in my life. Not so that it would be hurtful, but it's actually to help me from harming myself further. And I think that's where sometimes, if we try to view his love through the love that we see the world around us loving others, then I'm going to look at it and go, well, if I tell somebody, man, this is hurting you, this is not biblically sound, this isn't what God intended for your life, that sounds like I'm being judgmental if I don't have it wrapped in grace, in love. Truth can be called out, and when done well, it can expose those things that I think that we would rather leave covered at times. And I need that in my life. I've had people do that, just like that guy was talking about in his testimony. I've had people do that for me, where they've went back and you inspect, how am I living my life? Is it really shaping up to be what I say I'm about? And when it's not, and somebody does it in a loving way, not in a condemning way, but in a loving way, because there's a difference there. Right. It can lead to a real life change.